Hello guys, welcome to your first C++ tutorial. If you're on this tutorial, we're hoping to first learn the basics of C++, variables, pointers, etc. Then once we're done with that, we will start learning about the Windows API. Now to do this, you need what's called a compiler, and a compiler is what turns your code into machine code, which is what computers read. You also need an IDE. Well, you don't need an IDE, but it makes everything much easier. We're going to be using Visual Studio Express 2012 for Windows Desktop. So click on Chrome or whatever your browser is and type in Visual Studio, just like that. Now you can see here it says Visual Studio-Microsoft. Click on that. Now we're interested in over here where it says download. Click on that. Go to 2012 downloads. Now you can see there's all this trial software. This software costs money, so go down to where it says Express, which is free, and you can see Visual Studio Express 2012 for Windows Desktop. Now this is for developing in C++, C#, Visual Basic, and C++. Now change this to whatever your language is. I'm guessing it's English. And you can see that after installation you can try this product for up to 30 days. You must register to get a free product key. So I recommend that you click register, get your free product key, then install it. I've already done both of these things. So once you have Visual Studio, open it up and click New Project. When you create a new project, there will be a solution name and a project name. We're going to call our solution name, in fact I'm going to call both of these just YouTube and YouTube. So just call them whatever you want. In fact, call it Hello World. Hello World. And then that can stay as YouTube. Now, once you've done that, just make sure you're on empty project and click OK. It'll load. Not respond for a bit. Okay, now you can see there's header files, resource files, and source files. Now all we're going to worry about at the moment is the source files folder. Right click on source files, go to add. We're not going to add a class because that adds a header file as well. We're simply going to add a new item, C++ file, call this main.cpp, and click add. Now you can see there's a first file that has opened up to be edited. Sorry. So this is the text editor for Visual Studio. Now in here type hashtag include. Now put two triangular brackets, I don't know what they are, and just in here put IO stream. Now underneath here type in using namespace std. Now underneath here go int main brackets, enter, open brackets, and in here go C out less than hello world semicolon. Now, what this program does is click save. You can see, make sure you're on debug mode and Win32. If you want to develop on Windows 64, simply click on Configuration Manager, go to Windows 32, go to New, 64, you can see there. So click OK, copy settings from Win32, etc. However, we're going to be developing on Win32, seeing as it works slightly faster. And there's nothing that we can't do. Okay, so this should print out Hello World on the console. So click on this, which basically debugs it, but it runs it as well. So just click on it. Click yes. And you can see it opened a box for about half a millisecond saying Hello World. Now all of this will be explained. Just make an int called x and go cin x. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you can see we created a box saying Hello World. So I'm going to dissect this program. First, we went #include IOStream and using namespace std. Now, what we're doing here is we're including header files. Now, we haven't put .h because it's built into C++. However, this, you can see if we get rid of this, you can see there's an error on C out and C in. Now that is because IOStream is part of C out and C in. Now you can also see that if we get rid of std, then that also gives us errors. That is because std is the class in which these are in. And classes are, this is a class. You can create other classes in separate files or in this file. So essentially that's what those two lines do. Int main. Int is the return type of this function. This is called a function. This is the main function. This is the function where this is what's called the main entry point to our program. The program, it goes here. It starts at this main function. However much stuff you put around here, it'll completely ignore it and do only what you put in here. This is the main function. This, as I said, is the return type of this function. And you can see if I put return 0, that doesn't give me any errors because we're returning an integer value, which is what that is. And also you used to have to put return 0 here. However, you don't anymore because they it's just essentially what the int is for is if it doesn't reach return 0, it's like this didn't exit with code 0. You can see that this exited with code 0. However, you can, because essentially what I did is I finished this line of code, then it automatically returned 0 like in between those two lines, and then it was fine. However, if I run it and then just cancel this before I get to return 0, you can see this program, helloworld.exe, has exited with code -1073741510. So you can see, if it doesn't reach the return 0, it'll finish with a long thing. Now, second of all, cout hello world. You guys may know cout. Cout space less than space open quotes hello world exclamation mark close quotes semicolon. Now this is how you essentially see is console. Out is printing stuff out on the console. Then less than is just an operator. For example, cin. In fact, I'll get to that later. But this basically prints out hello world on the console. Cin greater than x is user input. What it's saying is it's making some data called x, and then it's storing the next thing the user types in x, and then it finishes the program. But seeing as it's storing something in x, it has to wait for the user to type in something, which meant our console, instead of just opening and closing, it stayed open until we typed something in and pressed enter. In which case it ended with code 0, which was fine. So, that's it for this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.